Okay, so you understand how hard this game is then, yeah?
Yes, I recognize that fact, indeed.
So I'm playing a step, like easy can already be pretty difficult. Normal's, like, pretty ridiculous in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing on, like...
You're playing on hard.
The hard mode, where it's, like... You have to, like, come in with a good strategy, knowing exactly what you're doing. Hang on, I'm just gonna move the mic.
And subsequently execute it.
Yeah, you have to execute it. And you have to, like, there still needs to be a bit of luck, because there's a lot of cases where you'll just start a run, and they'll have, like, a 3-shot weapon, and you're like, well,
guess
right.
I'll die.
Guess I'll die, and it's like, let's try to manage around this, let's go after as quickly as possible, and then they shoot your weapon system,
have an EMP
and you're like...
Springtron on the Snakeboard.
You don't know, EMP Springtron is, I want to say he is at, could very likely be...
No, that's what I'm saying, that's hype. I like that.
No, like, I could see him being like an A or S tier character on the stage. Like, look how safe... Like, he can be so safe on there. If he gets one good trade, that's an EMP. Like, normally it's like, requires a cool rain freeze, a wind hit.
Yeah, I get... Yeah, you're not wrong.
And then, also on the prospect of, like, sometimes it's just so hard to hit someone on a snakeboard that if you know the timing, you can just slide up like that, though.
Sometimes it's so hard to hit someone on a snakeboard.
Hey, maybe I'll take a point back, because you can EMP, which causes you to lift into the air, but you don't have momentum.
Yeah, I saw that as well. That's funny. Oh my god. Why did this stage exist? Why was this in ranked?
If things worked out well, you could just skate on the snakeboard, and you might have, like, a safe chance to just EMP at some point, just in neutral. And it's not even, like, where it's a hard read or something like that, it's just your opponent can't hit you because of the snakeboard.
Because it's so... Oh my god.
But yeah, so I got a really good run in Faster Than Light, where I managed to play well enough to stay alive and healthy. And then luck came along and gave me a few good weapons. And I had a decent amount of damage going to, like, the second or third sector, so I wasn't in the greatest of places. But it was an NG sector, and there's this one special interaction where they'll be like, you have a virus! It's an evil virus! We need to purge your ship! But there's, like, with the ship I have, there was the option to hack the virus, and I was able to hack it to make it a friend. And it was like, it saw the light, and it's like, I'm your friend now! So it gave me, like, a reactor boost for free, and then it also healed, like, half of my health, so I'm all of a sudden really healthy again. I'm like, alright, as soon as that happened, I'm like, yep, nope, this is officially a good run.
Yeah, good old FTL.
And I've come across several augmentations that have just made my ship better. A lot of them were drone-based, but I don't have any drone equipment. So, I've got a lot of drone stuff. I just sold it all for scrap. Like, I made bank on all the drone stuff that I was given, because I just don't have a use for any of it, and I don't want to get drones. But they also gave me, like, 4 weapons.
A lot of money.
Several of which were really nice ion weapons. I actually had to sit there for a hot minute or two being like, do I want this really strong ion weapon, or do I stick with the fast and safe one that's really solid still, that can charge up multiple times? And then there's, like, I bought a pike beam because I had enough scrap. It's one of the few things I've bought in this run, and that thing's gonna be really nice with the ion weapons I have. And then I had, like, I can't remember what the other weapon was, but it was pretty solid, and it was another case of, like, oh yeah, it was a flag cannon, which is another thing that was added in the update, where it's just like, it shoots out quick, it's just that stupid spread bolt.
Yeah. And the grab's coming in.
Like, it's so hard to get value
this feels like, watching this Snakepark, this feels like when I watch videos about Melee. When I'm like, that's kind of cool. I don't want to go anywhere near that anytime soon.
That is perfectly understandable.
like a morbid curiosity.
But see, you want to know? I'm like, I didn't enter the last Snakepark, but people demanded that I do like an exhibition match against the champion, and I dominated in the like.
Oh my god, you Yabuki! You did the Yabuki!
No, I didn't do a Yabuki, but I like my loadout and just the way I play in tempo was just so overwhelmingly powerful here. This like. I came in as the meta and I destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. You did a Yabuki. You did exactly what Yabuki did.
Oh, you mean like that?
Yes,
yeah.
like actually what he did, not like the combo.
You know, I seem to do that like a lot. Like I'll just like be casually streaming and commentating the tournament, and then people will be like, we'll just be chilling at like semifinals, winners finals, and somebody will be like, play so and so. Like I played against Para. Like I forget how good I am at this game. Where they're like, play Para, and I'm like, all right, I guess.
That's the quote. That is a quote.
I don't remember what I said, but write it down.
I forget how good I am at this game.
All right, I'll punch it in.
Meanwhile, game 2. We see a twin tail coming out. That's interesting.
Twin tail was the meta last time.
Yeah, because I assumed with the extended dash.
The actress aura was really annoying to try to punish her around.
And you can't even hit her in the first place, and then it's like also, it's 2 layers of cat hit.
Yeah.
Oh, and the ice. Oh god.
Yeah, right now everybody's.
Yeah, I don't want to go anywhere near.
Yeah, right now the current meta is ice and twin tail. Like top 4 was 3 twin tails.
Oh, so it's just like the normal game.
Well, there's less fire gloves. But like top 4 was 3 twin tails with ice arms, and then like Luna played Kid Cobra. He ended up taking the tournament with Kid Cobra, which is good because Kid Cobra's hot.
Excellent. That's what you like to see.
But yeah, like so so they're like. Oh, I forgot to do the add Pokemon.
Yeah, I see it there.
But there we go.
Perfect.
Like, so I play against Para, and I end up beating him. Like, granted, I could. Chances are, if it was like an extended game, or if it was like a more serious match, he probably would have done a lot better. But I'm just like, I'm there and I win, and I'm like, all right, cool. One and done. Let's go.
Oh man.
And it's like pretty often. It's more often that happens than like, oh, streamer, go play against the top players. It'll be funny. And then I win, and they're like, oh.
Oh.
Why aren't you competing? Because I like to talk about the video game.
As we're not talking about the video game.
I mean, sometimes it's nice to not talk about the video game. It's nice to watch and appreciate.
All I'm saying, we are 2 for 2 with me coming on a tournament stream and it's just not talking, not commentating.
On that note, I forgot to change the game over to arms. I should also do a ping that says we're live with the tournament.
Oh god. I can't help but feel like this is my fault.
No, it's the ADHD. You're fine. I forgot to do all the pings that I normally would have done. I did at least enough to cover my bases.
Yeah. Like technically can't say that I didn't tell you it was happening.
Yeah. No, I came in fully aware of like my own flaws and issues. Like especially now that I've properly diagnosed and I've actually researched and have some understanding of this stuff. It's like now I can look and be like, oh great, this is what's probably going to happen. And it's like I'm really good at reading myself, which is a good thing. But sometimes it's like sometimes you need to do more where it's like you read yourself.
You also aren't prepared.
Yeah, you're like you read yourself and you're like, should I do anything about it?
Nah.
Nah.
Be grand.
That was some nice plays from Slayer. I do have to say, like, the players that enter and participate in this are actually pretty solid at making things work. Like, I like what Tree does. He always seems to get the short end of the stick in these matches, but he definitely does a really solid job in these bouts.
Yeah, I was watching there. It seemed to be solid. And, like, the second round of the first game was a really strong show-up for Tree. Like, it was almost a perfect. So, like, yeah, it's certainly a thing.
It's just, yeah, a lot of people just kind of... one or two tricks more. It's a lot of it is, like... Well, obviously, Tree's really good at just playing ARMS, but, like...
The game.
This is a different... Yeah. I think a lot of it is just, like... He's not super used to playing in Snakepark.
I wonder why. Can't imagine why.
It's almost like it's not even a stage.
Almost like it's the only stage that isn't in ranked.
It's almost like 99% of players don't see this stage anymore.
Only. It's almost like the only time anyone ever plays on it is either the odd time in party or in ARMS test. Whenever you try to screw around in ARMS test. Just enough to, you know, remember that it exists.
Yeah, oh yeah, Snakepark and Twin Tails are not fun for your matchup in general. Yeah, I get that.
That's fair.
Like, the meta will develop, because I'm going to run more of these. At the very least, I want this to be a monthly affair.
Oh god, honestly, that'd be funny.
But I want to see this meta develop and grow, because people are having fun. I'm enjoying these, like...
Yeah.
The disadvantage is a lot of timeouts happen, but let's be real. Early in competitive ARMS, timeouts were constantly there too.
Yeah. Timeouts are a thing that happen, is what it is.
So it's like, as people figure more on how they're supposed to play on Snakepark, you're probably going to see less timeouts, more knockouts, more pressure play, more rushes doing serious damage. I'm already seeing some of these players really starting to, like, get a good feel for it. Luna has a really good, a solid enough understanding, and then he's playing Kid Cobra, so he's got that advantage.
Yeah. Did you ping the... Oh, you did, yeah. I'm just making sure that they're actually getting in the next game.
The player I actually say to look out for in these brackets right now is Flesh Eater. He's the one that seemed... I noticed a lot of growth in the last Snakepark. Like, it wasn't even a week ago. But some people wanted another Snakepark, so here's another Snakepark. But, like, out of the players that I saw, like, developing and growing and figuring out, this is my first time seeing Landfrog in here, but, like, Flesh Eater was by far one of the players who was just, like, really demonstrating and understanding and starting to be like, oh, right, so this is what I'm looking for, this is how things work here.
Yeah, I get you. Figuring stuff out, experimenting and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
and really coming in with how he kind of can play through this meta.
Yeah. That's cool, you know? That's always fun. Like, even when you do, like, something silly like this, I think that, like, if you could do something like this and, like, take it seriously enough to do that sort of stuff, that's, like, fun.
Take it seriously enough to get stuff
exactly.
Like that, but then
serious
at
up
the
to
same
that
time,
point.
Yeah, where it's like, it's not going into the degree where it's...
I'm like, I can't strike that balance, you know?
I mean, that's perfectly understandable. Yeah. That is what
like, in order for me to not be... So this is something I've realized recently, and it's really helped when I've started doing this. I need, like, a certain level of trust in the game that I am losing on my own merits. That trust does break down a little in Snakepark, I feel.
In a very long-term case, could I make an argument that you're just playing on the snakeboard badly? Yes. Is it worth the effort to get that good enough that you can ride the snakeboard well enough that it doesn't... Not for everyone!
No!
Like, this works really well for some people, and then for others, it's just going to be like, I don't even want to touch this.
There are two types of people in this world. Those who play Snakepark and those who do not.
two types of people: those who play Snakepark
Technically
and
true.
those who try to sneak
Do
in late at night and set
literally
everything
anything
aflame.
else.
It's either you play Snakepark and you think it's cool, or you do nothing sooner
Just
than
don't.
see it burn to the ground.
Yeah. Or you listen to the music. The music's hype.
The music is hype.
Yeah, top tier theme.
I wish there was a little more flexibility in the music in this game.
I don't disagree, yeah.
As cool as it is to go into the stages and listen to that music, but it's like, especially if I'm doing Snakepark tournaments, that it's like,
Yeah.
it's really interesting to see the stage, and it's kind of varied enough that because of the Snakepark that changes, but then the music is like every single time. It's like Smash 64 and Dreamline being
Yeah, I
the
was
only
literally about to
competitive
say, I was
stage.
literally waiting for you to stop talking so I could say Et2 Smash 64.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like they're just
I
going
was just waiting for the opportunity.
It's just
Oh.
just gets to the point where you just turn off like all sound. You're not even getting the sound effects. You just turn it all off so you can play something different.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the music is a big thing. I'll tell you one thing really fun. Street Fighter V lets you customize music a lot.
Guilty Gear lets you do that too, which is
Yeah,
nice.
like I have it turned on in Street Fighter V that it plays like the opposing character's theme every time, which is super fun. Especially because some of the character themes in that game are so good.
Yeah, like I like that a lot. Where it's like they've got the auto feature, so it's just like it's automatically whatever's supposed to be like associated with that stage. That was a nice save.
That was yeah. Or like the best thing that is like you get the G mirror and you get G's theme and it's like yes, this is what I want.
Like auto is really good in that regard, but then eventually you might be like, all right, I want a different pace where it's like pick rival characters, just pick your favorite song and listen to that 3 times. Get mad at it because you've listened to it too much, and then pick a new song.
Yeah. It's really helpful for certain matchups as well. It's like I'm playing against Rashid and like, man, I don't know how this matchup works, but the music's cool, so like it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm still having fun.
Music does so much to get you into the vibe of something.
No particular reason Rashid's on the mind, by the way. Not like I lost
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna hit your block, and then, oh, I'm over here now. Like, playing that game has really made me appreciate the ability to, like, learn matchups in the game in ARMS and Smash. It's like, oh, I don't need to know all of the frame. That's nice.
Yeah, like, sometimes it's not just frame data does a lot, but it's also like just knowing what the character generally does.
Yeah.
Grant, people who know all the frame data...
Luna gets it! Luna gets it!
Luna gets everything. Luna's smart. Luna's not me. Luna understands stuff. I just come in and I mash buttons and I win, but Luna's like, understands things. I like Luna. Luna's cool. Landfrog with a nice grab here. He's gonna be able to take the round.
Oh, yeah. God, the time went. Oh, yeah, well, it doesn't matter. So that's a nice grab to just finish it off.
Yeah,
I obviously can't really do much of a play-by-play in this scenario, but it's fine.
You can. I did it for the last one. But this time I just want to talk about FT. Did I take my meds? It's standing. I did not. I don't think I did. I'm gonna do that right now. I went and had breakfast. I got cleaned up, and then we played Steam Hounds, and then an hour blazed by.
It really did.
God, I forget how fun Steam Hounds is just to play, especially if you're just chatting with a friend. That game is so well designed, and it's
sick.
I feel like for it to really become competitive, there needs to be maybe a little less RNG, but also we do have to keep in mind that this game is being developed, and that this is how they test things.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Luna plays Karen. Let's go. Karen's Carrots.
I wish I had more time and energy to get into so many more games. Wait, I kind of... Well, I guess I might as well talk about this now for a little bit. So, I've got my... Oh, gods. Well, sorry.
Oh.
I'll talk about it after the Ghost Pepper chip. Oh, God. So, that's 2 big ones. I'll just do one.
Also, like, sorry, did you actually take the meds there? I didn't kind of hear you
I
stop
did.
for long enough. You did? Okay, cool.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to have to start self-isolating for 2 more weeks. Like, I've got 4 days off, so there's a lot of streams that are going to be planned over this weekend because, like, I'm either streaming Eras events, I've got a couple of my own tournaments that I'm streaming, or I'm streaming my run on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the runs. Definitely.
But beyond that, like, after a couple of weeks, I have to self-isolate because I've got my surgery, a really important surgery coming up.
Right. Okay.
And that requires me to fly, so I have to self-isolate for 2 weeks. That was really close, and that rush almost stuck it. If the Siki just set up with the follow-up, that would have been good. What?
The Siki, like, hit Ninjara's shield there. Like, he didn't teleport. I swear that just happened.
Certain explosions, I believe Ninjara just absorbs the explosion. I think it's a kind of like, if the game calculates that Ninjara's teleport will have him walk into the blast that is affecting the shield, then
that
it's
makes
just
sense.
a block.
Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. I'm literally watching it back in the clip. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Like, if there's an explosion and he teleports it, and it's like, the explosion isn't big enough to catch his teleport, then he'll teleport.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying, yeah. I guess because it was the rush.
Yeah.
Something that I've never seen before.
Yeah, no, you do not see it too often. Generally, the easiest way to see it is to play against Headlock, and he rushes.
Yeah, right, yeah, that makes sense.
Actually, I'm not sure if it's exactly every explosion, or just like the big explosions, because it might just be every explosion that Ninjara blocks.
I get you.
Because you don't see it often, because usually it's the first initiating hit that he blocks, and that results in a teleport because it's not actually an explosion.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna be gone for like, well, I'm gonna be at home for like 2 weeks before the trip. Which means that I'm gonna have like a lot of time just to be here and literally not do anything. So I'm gonna be making a push to try to get my streaming stuff to be a lot bigger, which means probably more tournaments, and it probably means that I'll just do more of the other stuff, especially like working on doing some speedrunning stuff, especially for Slurpathon that's coming up.
Yeah.
And then I go for the surgery, that's going to be a week. And then the recovery, the recovery process is going to make it a little more difficult to stream a lot. But at the same time, I still have 3 months off, so I'm probably going to stream a lot anyways.
Yeah. Well, I'm around to do like the stuff, the kind of thing we're doing today and that sort of stuff for the most part.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely, at the very least, there will definitely be more Steamhound sparring sessions.
Yeah, like I'm around until like the end of this month, and then like God knows what the hell is happening with college.
Yeah.
We still got really no clue. They've said like multiple things, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be like mixed learning and stuff, and that's like it. Still not really gonna tell you like a timetable or anything. Ugh. No, I'm definitely gonna watch those the runs, the Sleeper-thon ones, Celeste particularly.
Yes. So the ones I submitted for this time is Mad Rat Dead, Ninjala. So the 2 new games that I'm learning.
Ninjala. That's all I think of with that game.
I don't know what the reference is.
Oh, okay. So, does that like happen when you turn on the game? When you like go into
Ninjala!
Yeah. So the backstory is, so when they did the trial version, do you remember how the trial, like the test punch type thing?
Yeah.
Was just a complete disaster the first time.
Yes.
And like you just couldn't get into it. So basically it was because a bunch of us were watching Defer's stream and I was there, and like obviously both him on stream and also us trying to get in just kept trying to get in, so it was like Defer just is chatting and then every minute it's just like Ninjala. But then, and Defer will tell you this, it's like that was like one of his most successful streams. Like people kept subbing and stuff. It was so good. It was so funny.
That sounds like a good time.
Oh, it was great. It was class. It's just like we're just like talking crap, and then just every minute. Oh man. But yeah, that's funny. And speaking of Celeste, I actually did. I beat Farewell a while ago.
Yo, how'd you like it?
It was cool. It was like, yeah, I finished off. I was like, that's good. That's a good cap off for the game.
If you want to, Flesh, you can go ahead and have your bout off stream. But if you two want to be on stream and you're like you're chill and you're cool and you're having fun, you're like, I just want to watch this happen, listen to the 2 people talk about random stuff while the Snakepark, and then play later. I don't mind waiting, and we can just stream the entire bracket.
Like, but yeah, I got Farewell done. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Like I got Farewell done. I was like, that's good. I love the little presentation of like how to wave dash. That was funny.
It was like it was so well done, but it's like it's just like it was really surreal and out there.
It's
Granted,
so whack.
Spoiler alerts going forward for the stream moving forward. We will be talking about spoilers for the Farewell and maybe other bits of Celeste.
Yeah.
And 3, 2, 1. The little like video that they show you, where it's just like an advertisement infographic.
I love just like, yeah, it's like, you gotta catch that bird, man, that's hard, and part of you won't help. She's the worst.
Like it's
introducing.
It's so ridiculous, but then it's like
it's the fact as well.
It's a
the
dream.
Fact that it's and it's the fact as well. It's the fact that it's right after Event Horizon. So it's like you get to Event Horizon, and then it's like, oh, go back and get the hearts. It's like, okay, I guess I'll go get all the hearts. And then you go back to the level and you're like, yeah, I can finally get going. And then it's like, you're just presented with this. It's like, what?
Yeah.
This isn't what is this? So yeah, I got that done, and I was just like, you know, it'd be cool to like do all the other stuff, but I'm like, I have other stuff to do with my time than like the seasides and stuff.
The seasides and stuff they're more important, I'd say, if you want to get into speedrunning, because the game itself,
they teach you stuff.
Now that they have like wave dashing introduced in Farewell, like the entire game is designed in a way where they teach you all
that's
like,
what I would have assumed.
Aside from like some of the mechanics to get the golden winged strawberry in chapter 1, like that's the only part now where you have to figure out certain mechanics.
Yeah. Because that's like the spike jump for that one, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a spike jump and then the infinite wall climb trick, which both of those you have to figure out on your own. But everything else in that game, and even then, those 2 mechanics aren't necessarily needed to get a good time.
I was using that in Farewell, the infinite wall jump. I don't know if I needed to, but I was doing that at times.
Sometimes you just screw yourself so badly that you have to.
It just made stuff a lot. Certain bits just were a lot easier.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like again, like so I was just like, at a certain point, I just don't want to hit my head against these walls. like again, I still haven't finished Xenoblade.
Yeah.
That's like the level of just time investment I'm already putting in all this stuff.
No, that's fair. Like, it works well
But
for
I'm just
me,
like-
but that's also because I'm like, I genuinely wanted, like, if you get what you were looking for and you're like, I'm happy with what I got, then you're welcome.
Yeah.
You stop because you
Yeah,
got
exactly.
what you needed. You move on with your
I mean, at
life.
the end of the day, yeah. At the end of the day, I got the game for free, so like anything is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, that's probably all the story, and that's like all I needed. It's a good capo.
There is technically story kind of in it's 5B,
Right.
5B and 7B, but they're like what's the word? The thing where like they're talking to you, or they're like self-aware of the fact that they
Right. Fourth wall.
yeah, well, fourth wall or
Yeah.
wall breaking or whatever.
Yeah.
It's stuff like Theo asking if, like, you get to his segment and he's like, is this part canon or is
Oh yeah, no, yeah, because like I did all the B-sides and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did all the B-sides. I did all the what's it called?
Oh wait, oh yeah, and 8...
The Crystal Hearts.
8C. 8... Well, no, 7C. 7C also has, like, special narrative. Like, you know the part
Right,
where you
yeah.
start in Farewell? That's the final
Yeah.
place in 7C. Like,
Ah,
you only
yeah, yeah,
see
yeah.
that there otherwise.
Okay, right. That makes sense. Oh, I get you. Oh, okay, right. I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because what happens is you get through a really difficult segment,
Yeah, I get you.
you manage to get to that little islet. And
Yeah,
Granny is
yeah.
there
No,
to talk about how
I
you-
know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. No, I get it. Man.
But yeah, that game
I
is
was like-
really good at teaching you how to speedrun.
I was like decently proud of myself. I got like half of the Crystal Hearts without like checking anything.
Nice.
But then like some of them like, and like there were some that like, I gave them all a fair shot. Like I ran through the levels like once or twice, the whole way like looking, and then I got to a point where I was trying to look at like as little as possible. So like yeah, I got like half of them. I was really proud. When I got like the first like the level 1-1. Because I was just staring at it like, because I found the spot the first time I went to the level. I found it, but I had no idea what it was.
That one took
And then when I was
so
going
long
through-
to understand.
And so when I was going through the Crystal Hearts again, I was like, oh yeah, this is this place, and I was about to leave. I was like, wait a second, wait a second. And like it was just that moment of like, and it was great because my brain just like it pulled back like 6 years and just engaged full COD Zombies mode. So I was just like looking at it at that perspective, and when it clicked, I was just like, see it.
My favorite thing, so like, I gave it the old hyperfixation route where I didn't look up anything for, like I looked up references for getting the golden winged strawberry.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
it. I got all of the Crystal Hearts on my own.
Yeah.
I ended up figuring out, like, so you figure out the 1-in-1, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
so I understand how this works now. This makes sense.
Yeah.
After a while. And then you head to Reflections, or Chapter 6.
Yeah, I know! That one was so good!
And you get to that one,
Just do that!
What?
And it's like,
then...
wait a second. And then like, yeah, the moment when you get it, and you're like,
And then it just, yeah, and then it just floats
Yeah, I
together,
see
you're
it.
like, oh!
yeah, I know, that was so good. Yeah, but like, I was pretty happy as well, because like I had that kind of way where like, when I looked them up, I was happy, like, I would have never found that on my own. Like, the one for Old Site, like, I would not have found that one. That's just not a thing that I would have found.
You know what?
When, like, you have to jump between the screens.
I figured out that mechanic elsewhere, because
Yeah.
to get one of these strawberries, you have to learn that in Chapter 3.
Oh, yeah.
And I figured
That
it
one.
out there, and I also learned it from other segments and dabbling around.
Yeah.
And then
I think-
I spent like a good 2-3 days just thinking about that puzzle.
Yeah.
And then I was just fooling around in the Old Site post stream, and I was doing that stuff. I'm like, wait a second. And so
Yeah.
I did that, and I got the heart. I'm like, oh my.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that strawberry in chapter 3. I think I probably did do that, but I like in my head I did it more like I did like a super dash.
Yeah.
And like refreshed it, so I didn't cop that mechanic. But yeah, like I was just like looking, well, the way I did it was I kind of was on the wiki, the page of the crystal, and I like would scroll down as little as possible before I was like, okay, that's where it is.
Yeah.
But I did spot like jump between the screens. I was like, oh, okay. Or like the one for like, or like the one for for the one in chapter 3 as well. I was just like, because obviously you know where that one is, but I ran through that like whole segment like twice. And just did not cop to go up the waterfall. So I was like,
look, I just pinged you. Look at the picture that I pinged you near. It's so cute. It's so cute. This is a grumpy mad rat getting hugged by his heart.
Pretty good.
Hi, Ronnie. Hoi, Hedgie. Oh.
I feel like this isn't having the same impact on me that it is on you.
No, it's probably not. But it's cute. I'm also very interested in Mad Rat. Have you played it at all?
Yeah, I haven't at all. I haven't really.
It's a really good rhythm platformer.
Rhythm platformer, you say?
Yes.
That does sound intriguing.
I've got a run on my YouTube if you want. If you just check that out, you could probably see like 10 seconds and it'd be like, oh, I see what's going on here.
Yeah, I'll look at it. I'll pull it up. I'll look at it later.
Yeah. Flesh, did you have your bout with Tree? Did you two play, or are you two waiting to be streamed? Yeah, it looks like they didn't have their bout, so let's stream that one next. There we go. They wanted to be streamed, so they're gonna be streams.
Nice. That's good.
But yeah, it's a game, like, normal. It's kind of more a little bit on lines with Necrodancer, but it's not a roguelike. So it's like you have control over how you're moving about, but it's like they call it a rhythm action, but I'd say it's a rhythm platformer because it's platforming. Right. You're jumping around, you dash. Oh, Tree has to DQ.
Oof. That sucks. That happens.
Well, at least he gets the prize of a good lunch. Let's do Flesh and Slayer then. This is the first time I've seen Slayer playing this too, and I'm definitely enjoying seeing how the ribbon is playing out. It balances out her lack of like being able to move on the ground, and then when he needs to jump in the air, he jumps in the air, and it's good.
When he needs to jump in the air, he jumps in the air.
Exactly.
I love that, like, 90% of what I say is either just pointing out that something someone said was remotely funny or memes. That's all I am.
I mean, that's good. That's good, though. Wait, so yeah, so I got that really good luck. The virus fixed my ship, and it's just been like, I originally went in with the strategy of just like suffocating ships as efficiently as I could to get like maximum scrap and value out of them. But it's getting to the point where the enemies are starting to get a lot more difficult, so I'm having to like just focus on taking them out. But yeah, we're getting late in. Like, I'm probably, like, I think I'm on Sector 5 or something like that, with, like, Sector 5 or 4 with almost full health. I just upgraded my engines again, so I've got 3 shields, I think? Or no, yeah, I think I have 3 shields right now. Very strong engines, level 2 hacking, a full slew of weapons ready, and I just need to fill up my reactor a little bit more so I can properly dilly out the points. You don't know whether to go min or twin tail? Go min. We haven't seen Min Min in this yet.
Do it.
But yeah, I'm trying out one of the new DLC ships, which has the space aliens that absorb oxygen.
Okay.
And it's... Yeah, it's a really good run.
Right, yeah.
I just need to play things safe and smart now, and I can definitely see myself getting to the end, and I am very excited for that. Like, it's not even that they figured out that ice is the best element, or Chilla is the best glove arm for this place. It's just like one or two people won a couple of matches with Chilla, and then everybody else just started using Chilla.
Like, that's it. That's the meta. That's it, right there.
Like it was... Yeah. No, it's like, there wasn't even, at least from my point of view, there was very little experimentation that went into the meta.
Like,
it was just like...
I wonder if this works. Yes.
It worked well enough. I'll just stick with it.
Yeah.
It's now the meta.
Just do it. Yes. That is technically how it works.
Like, I'd honestly say, like, Toaster's probably a lot better, and Luna tried out Toaster in a bout in Grand Finals, and he made it work really well, just because it's a lot safer. And it's guaranteed to knock people down, where you can kind of get ice chains here, but you'll notice in a couple of cases, especially if, like, the snakeboard is on the higher level, they
like,
get
it's the same as
out.
the electric. Like, I think, yeah, the confirm-based stuff is not going to be great on this stage.
Yeah, it can...
Except, like, wind. Wind is probably really nice to have, actually.
Oh,
like
yes.
a popper or something. Because, like, that's, like, the only reliable way to get a rush off, I'd imagine.
Kind of. Because you're just moving around too much in a lot of cases, too. Like, I think out of wind arms, I'm pretty sure it's only popper that's really solid.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Would be just popper, yeah.
And that requires your opponent to be, like, backed up against a wall. Look at that play! Nice!
Oh...
I had trouble sleeping yesterday, not partially because I couldn't stop thinking about Faster Than Light, but also, like, it's been a very tiring, like, several weeks, and so that just puts a lot of stress and strain, and this was the first day I was like, alright, I kind of just can go forward without worrying about work for a little while again, so it's like, just letting myself finally settle down again. But then also, yeah, I had that really good FTL run, so it's just like, my brain, we're just like,
FTL,
want to go play more of it. I'm like, but
yes.
no, I want to do the Steam Hounds tomorrow, and I want sleep.
I want to do all these things.
So, and now I'm like,
It's like, literally, it's like, oh, I can finally go do all these other things. Oh, but now I don't want to, or now I want to do this other thing that I was already doing.
You see, that's the problem.
But
like,
why?
last time I took a week off from work, like a couple of months ago, and it was really nice, but it had the drawback where as soon as I had that week off, I'm like, alright, all of these things are happening now. And that's what's happened with the 4 days off. Like, today is the Steam Hounds in this, and then I take like an hour or two break to have lunch, and then I'm streaming Eris Tournament Temple Tantrum. Then Saturday I've got the Steam Hounds event, then I'm gonna see if I can balance that with Door's tournament.
Right, yeah.
And if I can line them up well enough to make that work. And that's the plan for Saturday. I know Tree also has an event going on, but I might be hanging out with a friend afterwards. So I probably won't be free for that. And then Sunday, what do I have planned for Sunday? I know I've got COT. I feel like I had other stuff planned. No, I think it was just COT. But then Monday, I'm gonna do another. Normally it was supposed to be next week. That's gonna be the
I saw that.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll just do it on this week too.
Yeah, that's the best.
So it's like, I'm streaming and commentating this, Temple Tantrum, COTE, and the Scrapstars. So that's 5 events. And then I'm participating in 2. Like...
Do all the things.
Yeah, and that's not even all the things. Not all the things.
Not all the things.
I want to... If I have the time and energy, I want to start getting better at poking again. And then they've got weeklies also on Saturday, so I want to do that too.
Yeah. Saturday.
Everything's on Saturdays. It's like I want.
Yeah, a lot of stuff on Saturdays.
Like I never got to do any of the 3 just because work was always like keeping that day like very busy, especially
locked
during
in.
the time of the events. But it's like. But now I have the time off, I'm like, I want to do all 3 at once.
Do them all.
Flesh is handling this much better with Twintel. I think in the grand scheme of things, I could see Min Min being a bit better, but like, Twintel is just so safe.
Yeah. Twintel just works really solidly.
Can't blame him for going back to Twintel after Min Min not working.
Can't at all. Very fair. Ooh, those are commits.
And then on top of that, it's like, well, now I need to start practicing for the... what's it? Slurpathon. So I've got Ninjala story mode, which is okay. It's entertaining enough, especially when it's on normal mode and not hard. Don't... And then Mad Rat, which is like... I'm currently the only person running it to my knowledge, and I've found so many glitches and clips and just like optimizations. Like Gaddy's also done a lot, and he's helped me figure out a few things. He's more there just to appreciate Mad Rat though, which I can't blame him because it's the best. But like I found all this routing, I found a lot of these skips and just like timing things. He gave me the first couple of skips and then I kind of just ran from there. So it's going to be a lot of that. The game looks so... It feels really solid for speedrunning too, with it being time-based.
I get you. It's like you have a very kind of... It's very kind of fixed, I guess it would be. It's
very fixed, but there's still a lot of flexibility to it.
Yeah. Like, just in terms of time and in terms of, like, you can kind of see optimizations and things like that.
Yeah. Like, I'd probably say it's like... Celeste Light, but as a
Rush, that was great. Oh my god.
Yeah, Slayer's rush interaction there was
hopping above the toasters and then just rushes. That was sick.
Yeah. While we were completely off topic, that is definitely a clip moment if anybody wants to make a clip of that. But then, of course, then there's also Celeste, which is... It used to be Kirby 64, and I do want to get back into pushing Kirby 64. But yeah, it is... Celeste is the game that I'm, like, definitely wanting to push into running, because, especially since it is very clearly, like, out of some...
Yeah,
a lot of the
it's really well built.
It's really well built for it, and there is kind of a competitive scene for it too.
A proper scene for it, yeah.
Getting to the point where maybe you could participate in some of that stuff too. On the that reminds me, I want to do more Ocarina of Time randomizers. That stuff is cool. That was a nice rush. It didn't get much damage, but he did get Slayer off the board for a moment, and did manage to get at least a couple of hits.
Yeah. So 95, can't complain really. Take what you can get in this scenario.
Especially since Slayer is just... Yeah, Slayer is being difficult.
Hold on a second, Slayer... Wait a minute, Slayer got a perfect.
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
I did not notice that. Just looking at the circle, it's like, wait a second, that's yellow.
That's P. But yeah, so it's like, I want to spend time trying to get that stuff warmed up too, and it's like, I mean, granted, I'll have like a month and a half to get that stuff ready for Slurpathon, so I'm not...
Yeah.
A lot of it is just warming up again and making sure I'm more primed for Yeah, that's it. This is Slayer taking Flesh out
Yeah.
really well with Ribbon Girl. Just
Yeah. That looked really, really. Yeah, definitely seems like Slayer has a good grasp of what you want to be doing or on their end here
I need to
on the
see
stage.
so many more of these events, just so I can make a tier list and be like, this is how the characters perform on Snakepark.
Yeah, I gotta say, sitting here for this long, this format, it has won my respect. It has not won me playing in it, but it has won my respect as a format.
You're always if I'm running one of these, you're always welcome to hang out and commentate with me.
Yeah, I might do. We'll see how things go.
Alright, so I think now it's Landfrog and Luna.
Yeah, looks like it.
But yeah, this is like surprisingly really. There's a lot going on when you have like the additional variable of those confounded snake boards. I don't know what else I was wanting to say. I think all the ranges gushed out.
Yeah, we've covered a lot. It's just the rambling.
I want to place well enough in their tournament so I can get my own, because Works, I believe, got one, so he's got like a profile picture probably.
Yeah, Warwick has one. I have one.
Yeah, so I need to.
I don't know if anyone else has. Yeah.
Well, no, nobody else has, because it's like.
Yeah.
I think generally the players that are holding out on top are like you, me, and Works. I don't think anybody else has won a tournament.
Yeah, I think it has just been. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it tomorrow. I'm a little raging about it.
Nah.
Because I'm in like a Discord for like Smash, and they do like kind of organized friendlies on Saturdays. And like last week I did 2, and then this week both a guy that I called out that couldn't do it last week, and then also both of the guys that I played last week were like rematch. So I was like, well, all right then, if you guys say so. It was like I was just like the first two, like the original guy, and then one of the two that I played like called me out, and as I was typing in, the other guy was like, I will also rematch please, and I was like, well, all right then.
Fair enough.
Can't really argue with that, can I? I can't really turn that down.
Something I really like about Snakepark tournaments too is the fact that like it's a lot like it's not like the MLM stuff where you had a bunch of random stages, so there's kind of management of that, or just like having to anticipate those random stages, so there's that kind of a little bit more consistency for players. But it's also extremely easy as it like can be to manage, because I turn on Snakepark.
You just turn on Snakepark and do it, yeah.
People don't need to ban.
Yeah.
You just go to Snakepark.
Yeah. I mean, if there was going to be a tournament format for us to just kind of ramble off topic, this is the one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. We see the boy, the Cobra coming out. Doing good stuff too.
Force, Elemento. Works. Oh yeah, Exordium's also a tournament winner. Like one of the earliest events. Alright, yeah, see, we're starting to see some variety there. Landfrog going in with the roaster. That's going to help with the curbing and line up the shots, and especially with that speed.
Yeah.
It means that it'll be a little bit easier at going for the chase. And then Luna, he won the bracket using that toaster popper combo, and it's steady, it's safe. Can't blame him for making it work.
I think it's pretty smart, especially on coverage. Just the area coverage. It's a big deal in a situation like this when everyone's moving around a lot more.
Yes.
Especially in terms of like, it's a lot easier to land rush with a popper than anything else in the situation.
Something that I've noticed, unless you're doing something like running with rams, which aren't good here, except for rush. Flurry rushes are a lot less effective, and mono rushes are a lot more rewarding. But if you line the two up, like if you've got a popper with the toaster, you can get some serious damage out of that. Because the toaster starts, it whiffs a little bit. And then
the popper lines it up and it can get its damage out.
Yeah, and then you just readjust your aim while the popper's launching them in the air.
Yeah.
You get your damage.
Yeah, it's legit interesting.
More runs looking for verifications. I just had to check to see. Oh, look, there's a new world record for. Oh, this is any arms normal. That's the one that probably got the least love. I should probably go in there, unless they went in with Coil. I think this is the person that got the easy mode. No, that's a different person. Ah, well, I'll look into that during my free time because I've got plenty enough of that to be able to do some of my jobs better. Speaking of doing jobs better, Landfrog going full in on the toasters, which will probably be an evolution of the chillas in this meta.
Potentially, indeed.
It's just safer, it's about the same speed, and you have a lot more control with it.
Yeah.
And while you don't get the ice chains, you're not getting the ice chains don't really do
They're really not getting them for the most part anyway.
The ice chains, especially in this mode, seems like just such a win more button where it's like you get the advantage and you can ice chain while on the snakeboard and it's really scary to your opponent. But you're already on a snakeboard.
You're probably not getting them most of the time anyway.
Yeah. And you're already on the snakeboard, which is
mobility and things.
Plenty enough advantage. Like, look how difficult it is for Landfrog just to try to figure out what he's looking for here.
Yeah, exactly.
While Luna's just safely moving about on that board.
Oh, it's the rush. It's like a part of it.
Rush is ready, but Landfrog is in critical. Nice wide grab!
Dun.
Yeah, you get the knockdown and it's just so much tempo. Like, disadvantage sucks in places like Sparring Ring or Via where you get cornered. It really sucks here because it's like, you don't even need to get cornered. You're just off the snakeboard and now you're like in a horrible place.
On Snakepark, everywhere is the corner.
If your opponent's on a snakeboard and you're not, you're in a corner.
There are just two circular non-corners moving around.
That also said, this is probably one of the few stages where Coil isn't impossibly broken. Well, she's not impossibly broken in the first place, but she loses a lot of her advantage. Because all characters get double jumps. Snakeboard makes you like swingy as well and hard to hit. She can't really ride on it. Landfrog definitely doing some good work here. He's holding on to the lead on this round and is looking for a little bit more to take Luna out. Starting to get a little greedy. That grab easily punished as Luna's just keeping up this tempo. Neither player feels confident in finding ground. Nice call with the block and excellent counterplay. Unfortunately, it doesn't count because neither player was on the snakeboard, so...
That was good. That rush counter, that was good.
It doesn't count because neither of them were on snakeboards. So, they're going to have to restart that one.
No, is that actually a...
No. No.
No.
that would be the stupid.
It's like, you left it long enough that, like, I actually did, like... Wait, is she serious?
I was waiting for you to reply.
It's like I was like, any second now. Any second now.
Just dead silence.
I was just waiting for it. I was like,
Please say something. You're joking, right? Please. Anything, just
please,
talk.
Please.
I like this pick. He's gonna go over to the Tri-Blast now. A lot of it, it's gonna have some of the same issues as the Popper. That said, the widespread is gonna be a little bit more effective at catching Landfrog's side movements. But
yeah.
it also means that that's gonna happen. And he's not gonna get all of his rush damage as well.
Oof, yeah.
And he still has the case where the two toasters are going to have an easy time just outboxing him because he's got light arms. Or a light arm. And yes. We do see Luna holding on to the lead though. Landfrog trying to find a little bit of ground, a little bit of tempo. As soon as he gets back on that snake pool, he can't find. There he goes. He found it. There are definitely a lot of cases though where it's clear where it's like maybe it's just better not to look for the snakeboard and keep your pressure going.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's also
yeah, especially with an arm like Tri-Blast, there is like it's not the hardest thing in the world to cover that zone.
Yeah. Like it just gets to the point sometimes where it's like, all right, well you're moving towards the snakeboard. I know what you're going for. I'm just gonna envelop it in explosion.
Just gonna yeet these explosions over there. Oh, it hit you. What a surprise.
So there's still a lot of...
This is a close set.
Yeah, no, this one's going more intense, and they're getting KOs too. Like, these two definitely have a pretty solid understanding of the stage and what's going on. Like, more so than what we see from a lot of the other players coming in. Like, these two people know the stuff. Like, there's definitely good calls and recognition where it's just like, Landfrog's just backing away. He's not even trying to force himself into a spot where he can get back onto that snakeboard. He's like, I'll just wait until a good enough opportunity maybe pops up, and then go for something there. Tries to get on, but he does keep Landfrog off. A lot of it too is just the fact that, like, if you lose track of the snakeboard and it's not in your camera, then it's just like, oh, well, I don't know where it is. I guess I just don't have the snakeboard anymore.
Yeah. Kind of fumbling around, feeling around behind you, like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
While hoping you don't accidentally walk into it, because then you're not moving at all and your opponent just gets a safe punish on you, and you're like... Alright, he's got his board, has KO potential. If he gets some good damage, he will be able to set the lead, but Luna with just the spread of that explosion, and this will not be working. Luna holding that 2-1 advantage, and Cobra continues to be hot.
The strong snack reigns over his domain.
As he deservedly should. No! Slayer! Not yet. I don't think Slayer's listening. Oh, there he is. There we go. Not used to this. He's not used to this.
Yeah. To be fair, I pretty consistently forget when stuff gets to best of fives.
Yeah. Unless it's like they come in and they're like, everything is best of 5. You're like, when is best of 5? And even when they're like, everything is best of 5, you're like,
yeah.
Is it still best of 5? They're like, yes, it has been for the last 3 hours. You're like,
yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. That moment when you say GG's and then it's not done, it's like, oh, whoops.
I like how there were more people watching while we were just talking about completely anything else.
Just rad, yeah.
Then there are, now that things are starting to die down, we're starting to focus on the tournament.
Yeah.
It does be like that sometimes, though, eh?
It do. They don't think it be like it be, but it do.
Indeed.
I love the fact that that is actually like a real quote from like a legit person.
And it's like used.
Yeah, I love the fact that it like it's on that like literally the bottom of like the first paragraph of whatever it is, I can't remember his name, his like Wikipedia page. It's like his quote, they don't think it be like it be, but it do.
And it's like
it has become one of the immortal lines of baseball or whatever it is.
Wait, that's baseball?
Yes!
Yo!
I'll find the Wikipedia page, where is it? There's some, I just saw it like, I don't know how long ago.
Oh, that's good. Alright, looks like Luna's got that advantage.
Yeah, Oscar Gamble is the man in question. There's in chat.
We need more quotes like that in the world.
It's literally like there's just the first sentence of the page is just describing describing who he is, and then his quote about the Yankees' disorganization and circus-like atmosphere. They don't think it be like it is, but it do. Has also been called one of baseball's immortal lines by sports writer Dan F.
I love the best
So
is when
good.
you have such a meme work sentences like that, and they're like, "This is immortalized."
This is yes.
Like you have such a silly sentence,
Oh.
and beside it is an incredibly heavy word.
Yeah.
Like if they said famous or really popular or it has performed well with a lot of audiences or people think it's cool, but no, they chose not even immortal, but immortalized.
Immortal
That's
lines.
Such a powerful word.
No, it has been called one of baseball's immortal lines.
Oh, okay.
As the quote.
That's.
It's still pretty good though.
That is still really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the most important person in baseball because of that.
Because of that famous quote.
Luna just, again, really good coverage coming in from this Tri-Blast Toaster combo, and Lanfrog just struggling to find his way around. I'm guessing he usually has the Guardian to try to combat that, but you know he does not have that equipped specifically because this stage... Things like the clapback and the Guardian just hold out a little bit less effectively here.
Just a tad less effect.
Oh, here we go! Luna still has the health lead. Lanfrog needs any kind of damage here. Luna just trying to be not hit. He's using the Snakeboard as a shield, and will walk away because of that.
Dang.
See, not only can you be
smart.
a pain in the butt to hit, you can just hide behind it and it's a shield.
Snakeboards, so versatile.
You can use them
in so many ways.
Use them as a shield. You can use them as a platform. You can use them as a snakeboard. You can use them to clip out of the world.
Snakeboards for all your daily needs.
Yes. This stage is so ridiculous. I'm so glad that they made it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that one. It is just a wonderful thing to exist.
It's not like Name Redacted or Cinema where you're like, there's problems, but I understand, it's fine, and then you just kind of never talk about it again. Because
I legit like Redacted.
There's a lot of people that do. I don't like it because
I
it's
legit quite like Redacted. That being said,
incredibly
that is one of those stages that there is a one-to-one correspondence between how much I play it and how much I dislike it.
Yeah.
Where the more I play it, the more it does get annoying. But when it's just every now and again, pretty good.
Have you seen Dendy play on that stage?
No.
It's... Master Mummy goes up like 2 tiers because of that stage. Because it's like difficult to hit, or a good Master Mummy can just play really defensively behind a pillar and you're like, alright, I can't hit them. And then they just start healing.
Ugh.
But then, like, now you have pillars that can't be destroyed. So Dendy will get like the health lead by like 25%, and if he has any damage, and it's like, oh, 30 seconds left? I'm just gonna time you out by healing now.
Yep.
And you're
slurp,
like,
slurp, 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 slurp.
What am I gonna do?
Oh, man.
Alright, so it looks like Landfrog is going to have to dip. He's got work. Life has happened. It's unfortunate, but yeah, it's fair. I don't think Flesh and Slayer inputted their scores. Like, I remember what that is. Does anybody in chat remember what the Flesh and Slayer score was?
Yeah, I don't know.
Flesh. And then we'll get... So I guess we'll move over to Grand Finals then, where Luna will be facing off against Lair. PM. No comeback finals.
I was gonna hop out at a certain point, but now I'm just like, I mean, I'm committed at this point.
Now you're just here, like...
like, it's like, we're up to Grands, I gotta leave now.
I mean, you could. Nobody would stop
I could,
you.
that is a thing I could do. Technically speaking.
It would allow me to properly focus on the match.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, I think I've got everything set up. Yeah, there we go. Both players are ready, and we should be able to get going. Grand Finals is go! And now we get to watch Kid Cobra versus Rubingale. So we've already seen how good Kid Cobra is. We've seen him demonstrate it a lot. Slayer's coming in has definitely demonstrated that Ribbon Girl, like this she now has...
Ribbon Girl's got some sauce.
She's got good sauce here. She's hard to hit on the snakeboard because it's the snakeboard, and then she has her air game still.
She has like enough maneuverability. Yeah. And especially when everyone is spec'd for horizontal movements.
Indeed. Oh yeah. And then on top of that too, it's like, if you knock her off, she's probably one of the characters that are going to have the easiest time getting back on the snakeboard. Like, look at that quick drop! Like, Luna called it out really well. Nice punish there. But there's also
just right back on it.
Like, if Slayer wants to be on that snakeboard, he will be on that snakeboard. And in a lot of cases, there's just not a lot Luna can do to stop him from getting back on there.
That being said, Luna is seriously holding ground right now.
Yes. Okay, one of my favorite things, too, with Cobra being here, is his air dash on the snake board. I brought it up last time, I'll bring it up. Yeah, he gets the little kickflip.
It's just wonderful.
Like, I don't think it has any genuine advantage, but it's so cool.
Do not, but it's cool. I'm just waiting to see some clip where, like, somehow that shifts the hitbox of the snake board so the punch gets through or something.
Oh yeah, you can punch the snake board too to move it.
Yeah.
Oh, it should have went a little bit sooner. Like, off of that first punch Luna made, like, if Slayer threw out that rush one exchange earlier, like, that one was the second barrage. If it was the first one, that would have definitely stuck.
Yeah.
Nice opening from Luna, sets himself up with advantage. And yeah, you can see he's keeping the snake board between the two as one of his ways to be like, there's bullets on top of the snake board, so if you try to step on that, I have bullets. I just realized what kind of would be cool. Like, if you could make a Snakepark minigame where it's like you're playing through a bullet hell by riding on the snakeboard.
Oh my god. The Arms Workshop.
I want this now. I wish this.
Oh man, that reminds me of something. I saw something really cool the other day. Someone made, like, in the Overwatch workshop, like a 2D, like a semblance of a 2D fighter.
That's
It's like you have to play as, it's just Doomfist playable, but then there's a bunch of other characters assist. It looks super cool, and they used Arms music in the trailer.
I'm guessing Sky Arena.
No, it's the main theme remix from.
Oh.
But yeah, I'll get it here. What's it called?
Yeah, I want to see that.
I just saw it 'cause I was scrolling. I was looking at a Venom.
Yo, nice punish! Slayer has the lead on Luna, just looking for a little bit more damage.
Man, he really did get it. The best thing, actually, what's great about this setup right now is that I can hear you say something and then tab back over and see it.
Oh yeah, because the delay isn't severe, but it's like kind of there.
Yeah, there it is. Here it is. Overwatch Fight Club. I'll put it in chat. It looks actually pretty sick.
I'll look it up for the stream.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I'll put it in. Probably better if I put it in.
I've got a tab open, so it's okay.
Ah, yeah.
I mean, you can post it elsewhere too, and then other people have an easier time looking too.
Yeah. Let's find a good channel to put it in.
Clips and videos, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
I was talking to a friend of mine a little bit ago, or yesterday, and like, the theme's kind of already there with the Discord, but I realized like what I'm kind of going for as the theme overall. But like, definitely like spaceport kind of esque is probably going to be like what the whole aesthetic that I'm going to be going for in the long run. Not like the standard spacey like nebula stuff, but like space stuff, but more grounded.
For sure, yeah.
I think.
No, it's cool. I do like what you've been doing with the theming of the channels and stuff. And the little descriptions. It's banned.
Yeah, I need to work on the descriptions more, but I love them so much.
Yeah, it's banned, so I do like it quite a bit.
And I just need to find a way to... Like, I like the streams overlays right now, but, like, imagine, like...
Yeah, to theme it with it.
Theme it a little bit more in line with that.
Like, that would be sick.
Obviously, the best way to do that, or the simplest way, is if I look into getting a nice... Like, right now I've got fade as the transition, and then my other option is cut, but if I look into, like, some kind of other transition where it's, like...
Yeah.
The screen's getting all warbly because it's, like, transitioning to another screen. Because it's, like, It's like you're watching on an LCD screen, and the LCD is like they're shifting the channel to something else you're looking at, and the LCD screen is doing that weird
that's a
wavy thing as it's...
Yeah, that's the call. You know, Slayer's really coming in this range.
Yeah, no.
Luna's pulling it back now, but
Slayer is...
a little bit, but Slayer is proper coming in this time, coming out swinging.
The more I see Ribbon here, the more I'm seeing, like, yeah, just like how Kid Cobra is like an obvious, okay, yeah, I guess he's meta because it's Kid Cobra. And also Luna's just good. But, like, Luke Slayer has just been
Ribbon's got,
too.
yeah, Slayer is really, like, yeah. Like, I definitely feel like Slayer's got a good idea of what they want to be going for at any given time, and then you combine that with just Ribbon's movement able to kind of get her around a lot better than most. And the fact that, like, yeah, like Ribbon's traditional sore spot is her ground movement, where she doesn't really have anything for it. And then having the snakeboard there adds a lot of versatility to a kid.
Yeah. Like, I really like how the snakeboards, like, adjust the characters just enough that they're still the same, but they're different.
Yeah. God damn it, you're making me want to play this now.
No, I mean, you'll get in, you'll play it for like 5 minutes, you'll be like, oh right, no, I forgot.
Oh yeah, no, I remember now.
And you'll be like, alright, I had my fill, I'm just gonna go back to appreciating it.
Yeah.
Like, some art is meant to be appreciated and not, like, consumed. And for some, this would be one of those cases. But for a lot of people, yeah, you can... There's no way I'm not gonna try to keep pushing this as a thing. This is just good. It took so long for me to finally get around to properly, like, starting to run Snakepark tournaments. I remember back when I was doing the scrap yards, like... Oh yeah, that's something I want to fix up too, is make the adverts a little more matched with that theme of an idea.
Yeah.
But like, back when I was doing the scrap yards, like, I did 1 or 2 Snakeparks, and one of which was really successful. The other one got, like, literally no support, which sucked. But like even then I was like, no, I want to do this. This can be really cool. So I've slowly been on and off on organizing Snakepark events. This one looks like it's going to be Slayer. There's nothing Luna can do here. I don't think this grab is enough.
A grab wouldn't be enough.
It was enough!
Well, hang on a second.
He won by like 5 points.
Damn. That's mad.
That is some hot snake action going on right there.
Going in.
Compliments to that 170 damage. If he was like any other character except like maybe Master Bummy, that would not have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stage, it's got some meat to the bones. It's just, yeah. Like a lot of the more standard stages, you can kind of figure out what's going on there and enjoy it or not enjoy it based on those mechanics a lot more quickly, because like, you look at Ninja College, you're like, it's a staircase. It's the same as every other stage, but it's just a staircase.
But also a staircase.
My character moves and plays the same, they're just moving and playing on the staircase.
On the staircase. Meanwhile, I've just put on the Snakepark music for myself because I realized I was kind of just watching this in silence, other than your voice. I just have that in the background there.
That's good.
It's like, why wasn't I doing this for the entire last like hour and a half?
I mean, that's what happens when you get so engrossed in a conversation. Something I love too, you don't see it too often, but it pops up a little bit more here, is how like the gloves can ricochet off the ground.
Yeah, I literally just got to that on my screen. Yeah. 1-1.
I don't know what exactly causes that. I think it's just like it's still got enough range to keep going, but
Yeah,
it reached
I guess
the ground.
so. Yeah, I would be curious to know exactly how that works.
Because you see it with walls and everything, and if it hits, it just stops. But if it hits the floor, it kind of does a curve, a bounce and readjustment.
I might go and look at that at some point. Actually, I'm very curious now.
I wonder what the best way to experiment test that would be. I could see it potentially being like you go to Ninja College and then auto clip a coil so she's kind of like above the stairs and just see how the gloves bounce off the staircase. But there's also the case where like if you're targeting someone who's out of bounds, I'm aware there's a lot of cases where you'll just punch out of bounds.
Yeah. I'll look at it. I'll try to figure it out. Maybe. We'll see.
If either of us remember, which might not.
Yeah. And here is again Luna just pulling out. Man, this stage is very like swingy and very momentum-y, isn't it? God damn.
Oh yeah, it can really be.
Like, jeez.
Like it's one of those places where if you're holding advantage, sometimes you'll just own advantage. Like it just it's yours now. They're not allowed to have it back. But it's also a case where it's like, if you stay on the snakeboard and you get your opponent off, there are also cases where it's like, you just recover really quickly and all of a sudden, all that traction they had is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like, oh, I hit you off the snakeboard. Get in the stage-wide corner.
Yeah.
You are in the corner now.
I like how there's that lip, too, to get to the higher platform.
Yeah.
Just to make sure the snakeboard doesn't get up there, and also then you just have, like, that little bit extra room to back off. It's neat how there's, like, all of the elevation changes, like...
Yeah. It is super cool.
You look at...
They laid it out.
You look at this stage and it has everything a Smash player would despise. It's got weird little bumps, weird elevation changes, it's big.
Yeah, I mean, like, but that could be said about, like, Temple.
That is true.
Like,
I mean, but Temple doesn't also have snakeboards on top of all of that.
You're not wrong.
I forgot to change the overlay.
Oh man, that reminded me when you saying about like Smash and stages. Have you seen Mewtwo King has made a new stage list for his tournament, and it's absurd and it's hilarious and I love it.
Tell me, I haven't seen it.
He has like so many stages. Let me show you if I can find it.
Yo, that sounds like something I'm actually interested in. Like, Small Battlefield has opened things up to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all of a sudden now there's like, oh, well, we have what is probably, like, that's probably the sparring ring for them, where it's just like, it's so tight-knit. It's, like, everything else looks pretty solid and well-rounded, but this is like the one where it's like, it's clearly really good for aggression, but you can still do other things on it too. And all of a sudden now there's just discussion about the stages again, and like, oh,
yeah.
Especially since there people are seeing, and they're like, well, this is just Pokemon's Stadium 2, but like better. So let's throw away that one.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now it's like, well, now the one that everybody goes to is gone. So what are we doing? Well, how about we do?
No, I've tossed the list in sparring ring there. It is majestic.
Let me see. Battlefield, Final Destination, Smash.
Look at how many there.
Town and Field, Yoshi Sky, Ori, Lilac Cruise. Pokemon Stadium 2 is now a counter pick. I like that.
Keep in mind, this is just Mewtwo King doing Mewtwo King things.
I like this. These are all like.
Yeah, I know. It's sick.
These are all stages that people are like, maybe it's a good,
Yeah.
viable stage.
He's just like, do it. Just put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool. I think people are coming around to like experimenting with stages more for Smash. Or I've seen bits and pieces.
Yeah. It's definitely been long overdue, and it's going to make me a lot more interested in the game as well. Just...
Yeah.
Like, it does cause weird interactions, but also, like, counterpoint, DNA Lab stair... Like, if DNA Lab was in Smash...
stairs.
Yeah, the stairs have led to the weirdest
stairs.
interactions.
Oh, my grab didn't work. Thanks, game.
Oh, I got knocked down. Let me roll towards the center of the stage.
Yeah, yeah. That's really fun with Min Min. Let me tell you, that is just wonderful when you're like, oh, I'm kicking now.
It's so good with Mechanica because you're just like, oh look, I'm not really getting anywhere, but I'm a giant body. Just hit me.
Oh Christ.
Like
yeah.
you can characters like most characters, you see them do that, and you just. The characters themselves, you know they're going, so they're just like, shit.
Whoops.
But like, most of these stages in Smash would be banned. Like, we would only be playing on Sparring Ring and like
that's not
off
true.
Mausoleum.
That's not fair.
Maybe. I might be being a little harsh. But... I'm also seeing, because of Small Battlefield, I'm seeing other tournament organizers do things where it's like Small Battlefield, and then Diamond City and Smashville are on, and they've got hazards on. And it's like, wait!
Yeah, I've seen bits of hazards on.
Because
yeah.
Pokemon Stadium is got...
Because DS2 is like the biggest one that's kind of screwing it.
Well, yeah. Well, now that Small Battlefield kind of...
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people feel it satisfies that role, they can be like...
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Well, now we can just turn on hazards for all the other stages. I wonder what the back room for them is like. Like, they must be having a heyday where they're like, alright, so what are we going to say is like, once things open up and we can start running seasons again, what are we going to do to say, like, does all tournaments have to fit into the exact same
that's one thing that I think is I would love to see more like variation between tournaments.
Yeah.
Especially like locals and things. Because I was chatting to one of the main Irish TOs in Smash Ireland the other day, and that was he was saying like he might start experimenting with stageless more and like the locals and things, and that would just advance.
I want to see like the idea of like majors having like 2 to 3 different kinds of stage lists that are generally acceptable, especially since there's...
Man, that actually would be sick. Like if like Genesis has one and then like Frostbite comes around and it's like slightly different.
Yeah, like there's enough
that would be
majors
sick.
that like you could have like 2 different stage lists.
Yeah.
And even if somebody genuinely despised one stage list, they could still make really good PR just by focusing on the one with the stage list they like.
Man, yeah. Like, like my thing is like I think even if you want just one main stage list, experimentation's good because then you get the best stages you can.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That's
well,
like
and that's the big thing too. Like, COVID sucks. The whole pandemic sucks. Everything sucks.
Yeah.
But there
are upsides.
Like, because people are having to take a step back because online blows, and they're like, alright, I have to start taking this less seriously, because if I'm taking this too seriously, then it's just super degrading towards their mental health. So they're like, either I'm gonna move over to Melee where there's good netcode, or then it's just people who are like, figuring out, like, I'm taking this seriously, but I'm taking a step back and breathing too. And a lot of that means that there's a slightly less hyper-competitive mindset, which means that there's a lot more room for them to stop and be like, wait, you know what? Let's bring Castle Siege back.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's so much that, but it's more so like, yeah, I suppose it is that to an extent.
It's a lot of things. That's like one thing.
Yeah. I think it's like maybe not so like bad in terms of an individual sense, but as the community as a whole, because as a collective, because you don't have like, you know, you don't have the likes of like the top players being like, I need to practice for this huge major that's coming up. It's really important because like they're all online. So like, feck it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, also, I don't know. I find it weird to talk about online being bad because my experience with it is surprisingly good.
Yeah. Well, and
Especially
then
considering I don't have a LAN adapter.
the other thing too
Because-
is just that like it's not easy still to be an online TO, but like it's a lot easier than being an offline
for
TO.
sure. Yeah.
And Luna wins the tournament, so it's like you're starting to see top players. Like, YouTube King, like, you just posted, like, Hungrybox has the box, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
They're running
This is literally
events.
exactly what happened last time I came on for a tournament, is we just started talking about Smash Teams.
Really?
This is what happened last time.
Dang.
Although, I mean, like, last time we were talking because it was after Mimic came out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was complaining about the fact that I want to see more variety in stages. We got it!
Yeah. We did it. This is what we do, I guess.
Yes.
Let's go, Luna, by the way. The snack reigns once again.
I'm not really in the mood to do an extra bout, because, like, today, like,
Fair.
beyond, like, the ramblings and all the just weirdness of my brain doing things, it's like, this is very much the first of, like, a very heavy, like, recovery time. I need to
For
breathe.
sure.
Like
No,
I'm
that's
breathing
fair.
fine here, but it's like the, like, stressing
like,
out about that might be a bit too much.
There's a level of just chill out to feck. It's like,
Not this time, sorry, love. I do have a Discord already. If you want to be a part of the community and interact with us and so on and so forth. Actually, this room is probably better.
do it. Do the thing.
But
Exclamation whooms.
I love it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But yeah, I'm gonna go have lunch and then
Fair.
get ready for Aerosmith.
I'm gonna go have dinner, I guess.
Yeah, let's go do that stuff.
It's like 10 to 8.
Oh god, that's probably closer to when I usually have dinner.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, yeah.
have a good night.
Good chatting. Yeah. Have a good day. Stuff.
Yes. And all you in Viewerland, thank you all so much for watching. Maybe he's streaming right now. Is George streaming? George streaming. We could.
George streaming?
Wait, we were doing Steam Hounds. Let's go say hello to Stray Basilisk. Because they've got that tournament coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're doing some coding from scratch, water, sand, simulations. Yeah, let's go give them some love.
Heck yeah.
Where did... There it is. Alright. Y'all have... Good. Ciao.